Hello, Shamanettes, and welcome to The Beauty Shaman. So today I have no eye makeup on because we are addressing a very important question that a viewer on 60andMe, I write for 60andMe. If you're not a member of that website, I highly recommend you go sign up. It's great, lots of information for older women on there. In any case, she said, is there a difference between when you go to the store and you buy an eyeliner between that and eyeliner companies or cosmetic companies that specifically say this eyeliner is great for mature skin? This is the brand you got to use if you're over 50, 60, that goes on better with lines and wrinkles, that sort of selling point. So is that true, or is that just an advertisement? So I'm a professional makeup artist and an esthetician and a writer. And I write about the beauty industry. I'm very entrenched in all of this. So what is the difference? Is there a difference? And we're going to be looking at one particular brand that sent me an eyeliner pencil. The brand is called Revant. It is specifically caters to older women. So what do I think about this eyeliner? This is not a paid advertisement. They just sent me the product. I've actually been using it quite a bit, I'll be honest with you. And I want to talk about how to use this. So for starters, and then what's the difference, and what do I think of Revant and what do I think of other lines that really cater towards mature skin? So let's get going. Before we do, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, very important. All right, let's get started. All right, so let's start with what's the difference? Is there a difference? And the bottom line is what you're looking for are benefits. There are certain benefits with certain products that make them better for mature skin than other products. Most eyeliner pencils, I'm going to use pencils as an example. If it's an actual pencil, not a gel liner. The one we're going to sample today by Revant is actually a gel liner. And I do tend to lean more towards gel liners or kohl pencils, Kohl, I think is how you spell that. Those can also be very good. Tend to be much better than pencils. So say you go to, a grocery store and you buy, a L'Oreal pencil or a Maybelline or something like that, and it's a pencil. Those tend to be a bit hard. The tips tend to be hard. They tend to not go on as smoothly. They don't tend to blend as well. There's a reason why they're cheap. Sometimes spending a little more does make a big difference. And I think specifically for eyeliners, that can actually be really true. You really want to get something that is much more creamy. And some lines use the word hydrating in their selling points when it comes to pencils. That can also be really helpful because even though it's not necessarily hydrating, what they're trying to say is it's creamy. The word creamy, hydrating, emollient, those are all really good keywords because it just means it's going to go on very smoothly. It's going to blend well. So that's a very, very important selling point. And I think you can get that with lines that don't necessarily cater to mature skin. Honestly, I do think the lines that cater to mature skin are very aware of this and they're going to make this a really key point. So that's why I tend to gravitate, because those lines they know on mature skin, when you have lines and wrinkles, you really want things to not set in fine lines. You want them to blend easily. You want them to stay on. And on the topic of staying on your face, waterproof, water repellent, water resistant, any of that language is actually great. Personally speaking, because I don't necessarily I have a little bit of a hood, not much. For those of you that have, very hooded lids, this is an incredibly important selling point. Waterproof, especially if you have very hooded lids and everything, goes crazy on you and smears and ends up at your navel. I would say, yes, absolutely. You want waterproof, water repellent, water resistant. I believe Revant is water repellent. In any case, that's a really, really key point because you don't want it to smear. So the key technique here is to apply it, let it dry. So you want to apply it, blend it where you want it, give it a minute to dry. Once water repellent and waterproof liners have dried on your skin, they don't move, they stay put. One of the sidekicks of this is that sometimes you have to use waterproof eye makeup remover specifically with oils in it in order to lift that up. I also am a big fan of putting eyeliner in the waterline, which is underneath your lashes under here. I love this on mature women. It's a great way to open up your eye, make your eyes pop. You can use any color you want. I have green eyes, so I use a lot of grape and purple and those kind of colors, which really make the green in my eyes come out. This particular pencil that Revant sent me is black, which is not my favorite color, honestly, for older women, be honest with you on that. However, I've been using this and it's a really nice black. It's a soft black. It's not like a really heavy duty black. And I've got some liners that are very strong blacks, which it's tricky, right? Depends on the color of your skin. If you have very dark skin, I just did a makeup on a woman who has kind of medium dark skin and we used black. It looked spectacular on her. If you're super pale, maybe not. But I've been using this. I'm kind of a, medium toned skin, I would say, and this actually looks great on me, but they have other colors besides black. They have quite a few color ranges, including a grape and a purple and a green. And so they've got some nice choices there for you to check out. Okay, the other thing I would say that's really important is that you want something that is non-toxic. So most lines now, if they're worth their salt, are not using toxic ingredients because this is such a key component that women are looking for. We don't want any more toxic ingredients on our face, and makeup, skincare, everything that we put right on our face was loaded with toxic ingredients, 10 years ago, and we've all become more aware, which is great. Revant definitely is non-toxic. There are other brands we're going to talk about at the end that are also non-toxic that I'm happy with. But I do think that's a really, really important thing. So those are the aspects I think you need to look for. So I would say, to answer the question, is there a difference between regular liners and ones that specifically cater towards mature skin? I would say it depends on the brand. I would say a normal brand can have, something that doesn't specifically cater to mature skin can have these qualities. You just have to know what you're shopping for. Or if you go to a brand that specifically caters to mature skin, they are should automatically know, this is what these women need. So, all right, so let's get started with a little tutorial. Okay, so the two things you really need when you're doing an eyeliner is, of course you need the eyeliner. So this is the Revant eyeliner pencil. It's in black. Let's just give you a little view here. It goes on beautifully, blends, and then it dries and it's on your skin. But look how nicely that blended. That's beautiful. And see, it's a soft black. So I love that. I also have a brush here. So this has a really nice tip for blending. I really love this. And this has a crease and to do your crease. What I have on today is I have some foundation. I have a little bit of concealer on, and I have some bronzer in my crease. So that's why it's a little bit of darkness there. I also have a little bit of blush, and I think I threw a little lip gloss on or something. All right, so let's start with the Revant, and I'm going to do this eye, and I'm going to go right underneath. Now, for those of you who can't do this, I understand. It's weird, right? But it does make a difference, and I'll just show you the difference that this makes. This is why waterproof is so important, but look at that. Look at the difference that made. That's kind of crazy, right? I don't necessarily put it on the lower one on older women. And the reason is I just think it's too much. I like it on the upper one, and on the lower, you can put shadow or some liner here and blend it, that's fine, but I don't like it in the waterline underneath. That's just my personal preference. All right, so now I'm gonna do the upper line. So this can be very tricky. Many of you really struggle with this. I know that, I totally get it. And especially if your eyesight's a bit off. I mean, I'm here, I'm feeling your pain. I know what this is like. My eyesight is fine, but I totally get it when it's like you're struggling and suddenly you've noticed you've drawn it like all over your eyeball, right? It gets really challenging. So, using a close-up mirror, magnifying mirror can really help with that. So give that a go. If you have a shaky hand, I did one video on a shaky hand. If you have a shaky hand, because I broke my wrist and I couldn't hold anything, it was crazy. It's all challenging. With a shaky hand, balance your hand on your face. And that helps to balance. I'm going to do that actually, because that helps me a lot too, but that helps with the shaky hand. All right, so let's get going. So I'm going to go right on this outer edge here. I start over here, notice that? And I go between my lashes. And it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? If you like a wing, that's fine. Now is the moment to do that wing if you want a wing. I go right in between. And I do have to pull my eye a little bit. And then I take my handy dandy little blender brush and I only scoop it one direction. Notice that. Now I'm not going to have a wing. I'm not a huge fan of wings on older women because we already have lines. Why add another line, right? Not so good. So this is not perfect, but you get the idea. Look, that's kind of pretty, right? Kind of soft, blended. I think that actually really works. I have to look this direction to look into the camera, but you can see like that actually works. All right, I'm gonna finish the other eye, come back, and then we're gonna talk about other brands. Okay, so this is the outcome. This is my outro. As you can see, both eyes are done. It's very pretty and soft. It stays on. I think Revant does tick all the boxes when it comes to a really good line for mature skin. And to answer the question, is there a difference between using a regular eyeliner pencil or regular makeup as opposed to makeup specifically catering to mature skin? And my answer is, it depends. It has to tick those particular boxes that make it good for mature skin, be waterproof, water repellent when it comes to eyeliner pencils. It needs to be emollient, all products, but they need to stay on. So I think with mature skin, those are the boxes you're ticking. I would say there's some really good brands out there. I think Revant is definitely something to check out. I have been happy with using this. I also am a big fan of Prime Prometics. They are a brand that caters to mature skin. I don't think, yes, they do have eyeliner pencils, so you can check those out. They have lots of other things as well. I think particularly in the cosmetic department, Prime Prometics has some really good things. When it comes to other makeup, I really love Merit Beauty. Merit Beauty doesn't just cater to mature skin, but they do quite a lot. And they don't have pencils, but they have other things that I really love. I'm happy with Merit. Boom Beauty is another great one if you haven't checked them out. So they really do cater to us, to mature women. So I think let's support them with our purchases. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please write down if you have any questions or thoughts in particular about Revant Beauty or any of these other lines. I would love to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.